Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and friends beyond the binary, hello and welcome. Voice caught a little bit there. That's fun. I'm Kristi, here on your Monday. It's time. It's time now for the stream, and we're gonna play more Sunless Skies. Got a couple things to say before we start in at the Sunless Skies. The first and foremost is that protests are still ongoing here in this country and elsewhere, and if you are thinking of throwing bits at us, we certainly appreciate it and we'll gladly take them. But if you have the means to, we ask that you instead donate your money, time, or energy, if you have any of those to spare in this year of our Lord 2020, to groups that are helping protesters on the ground right now, helping the Black Lives Matter movement in whatever way you possibly can. There are some, if you bang donate in chat, there was a little block of text with a couple of links in to show you where you can give your money, time, and energy, and we suggest you check out those links when you have a spare moment. Here is the other thing I want to say. This, Sunless Skies, the game we're about to play, is a horror game. The moment-to-moment gameplay is ship-to-ship combat, it's floating around, and it's not very explicit. There's a lot of writing in it, and the writing is sometimes very explicit, and the things it is explicit about are horrible, horrible things. Eldritch monstrosities, bodily horror, self-harm, and just things that are bad to look at. I'm going to do my best to try and warn you when a paragraph is upcoming that will have something upsetting in it, but I might miss some. Please take care of yourself. If you need to step away, if you need to talk about what you're feeling, this is a safe place to do that. If you need to step away for a minute, that's okay too. Please take care of yourselves. Who's driving? I'm Kristi. And Squirrel Lily in the chat is Katie. That's a thing you knew. Hello. Anyway, I got to... My tab has crashed. Well, that's interesting. We can help, says Firefox. Choose restore this tab to reload the page. I don't know why it crashed, but hey. Because it's Firefox interacting with Twitch, and that's a hellscape here. It's a bad time. So, hey Andy, hey Mox, hey Katie, and Andy, and Cash, thank you all for joining. I actually don't think Mox is here. I have goofed that. Or if you are here, you are being quiet, and that is okay. I hit the button for Sunless Skies to go. I think I've got everything else out of the way, so while we wait for it to load...
You're here. I'm here. Let's do this.
Yeah. Thanks, GLaDOS. Much nicer now after the end of Portal 2 and LEGO Dimensions Portal. Oh, there we go. There's the Fail Better Games thing. I think that's got us there. Yeah. I still have the game open and that scared the piss out of me. I'm so sorry. Andy, I'm sorry. I should have thought. So, if you remember, last week we wrapped up a bunch of stuff in the Reach and we headed out to Albion, the seat of New London, New Sky London, and all of the horrible environs it brought with it. And I think today we're not going to have much of a plan because most of our map is going to be dark, which is actually our plan. We're going to do some commerce because this has the same thing that the Reach had, where you can go to the bazaar in London at the center and get some commerce quests and deliver things to places for money. And while it's doing that, it tells you which direction a thing is. So let's go find some ports. I think. Let's have a check-in with our officers before we do that. We need to talk to our fortunate navigator. We did just have a conversation with, or he just had a conversation with his friend's grieving mother. So let's hit that. Persuade the navigator to talk. Even off duty, the navigator is constantly checking the crew. He is avoiding being alone. Let him know that you've seen this before. He has to share his burden. The navigator joins you in his cabin, and finally the words tumble out. I thought it was alright. I just got on with my work and I was doing well. He reaches beneath his bunk to pull out the book the matriarch gave him. Atlan read this all the time. He'd act it out, do the voices. It is the Epic of King Gesar. Atlan knew the true me. He shared his clothes, helped me bind my chest the first time, got me in my first fist fight. The navigator sits up proudly. He was my best friend. When we were children, I made a promise to him. The navigator stares blindly at the book. What did he promise, and why does it prey on him so? He's just had a conversation with his friend's grieving mother, so let's hit that is a much worse phrase out of context. Yes. Didn't think about it. I'm gonna think about it harder next time. He promised when we were grown up that we'd go exploring together. We'd go on great quests, do mighty things. The navigator takes several breaths before continuing. We'd be heroes. People will write stories about us. I'm exploring the skies, and the navigator turns his face away. He didn't even get to leave home. He wipes his eyes on his sleeve and stands resolute. I'm not going to break my promise. I will give him adventures worthy of King Gesar. Please, Captain, I want to go to Eagle's Empyrean. I'm breaking him out of his tomb, but I'll need your help. You'll need a visa to come with me. The London embassy there will get you one. He frowns. If you've not been to Eleutheria, the relay is near Hybris in the Reach. We have not been. So we're going to have to go back to the Reach at some point in order to get to Eleutheria, the third circle of heaven. Circle of heaven. Okay. Brain did a thing. Let's move on. Who else do we have to talk to? Incognito Princess wants to go to Perdurance. That's here in Albion. Maybe we'll run across it. Have a chat with the Chiropterus Hoarder. I don't think we've read this description yet. The Chiropterus Hoarder colonizes your pantry, half the cargo bay, and one of the cupboards in the galley. It fills these spaces with velvet-wrapped boxes of varying sizes, opaque mason jars which sometimes ring with tapping from within, glass displays populated by half-dead and unblinking things. Periodically, the Chiropterus Hoarder can be found in the cabin as it has been assigned, hunched over a new item or new acquisition. Let us ask about the Hoarder's luggage. The Chiropterus Hoarder glowers, its expression glacial. When it becomes clear that it cannot intimidate you into leaving, the quartermaster sighs and relents. Jellyfish, still alive, it whispers, the voice sawed down to a growl. As it speaks, the Hoarder trails a claw along each item. A dream of freedom piped into glass, verdant spores that will never die, everything immortal or that aspires to be immortal. I am making an inventory of them. Well. Hey, an anonymous cheerer has slapped us with 25 bits. Thank you so much. Where are we at? Compliment the Chiropterus Hoarder on its collection. We have about 64 chance of that going well. I think we have as much avails as we can get a hold of. Let's save that for when that rolls a little bit better. Instead, we can bring the Chiropterus Hoarder a gift. How do you build rapport with someone who wants everything? You give them more. Your present is received with poor grace and rich suspicion. Joy is lost when something is given away, it admonishes. Your species is ridiculous. Despite its truculence, there is a tenderness in the way the Chiropterus Hoarder cradles your gift. Right! There, its name is Mr. Apples. Gotta remember to do that bit. And I guess we're gonna leave you alone for a minute? Who else can we talk to? Amiable Vagabond? Speak of the wonders in the sky. The Vagabond has seemed uncharacteristically morose of late. Perhaps you can cheer him up. Since you left Port Avon, the Vagabond has limited his fiddle playing to the most melancholy refrains. Excuse me just a second, I need a dap of water.
Yeah, shaped like there's a bite taken out of it.
Yeah, shaped like that.
There was a bite taken out of it.
Thank you for, thank you for waiting. Hey, Xenon. Since you left Port Avon, the vagabond has limited his fiddle playing to the most melancholy refrains. Every time it leaves the boilerman in such a tearful mess that he has to abandon his duties. You share a drink and a few stories with the vagabond, hoping to get to the root of the matter. Even among skylarks, I don't quite feel at home, he says. I can't stop thinking about my old homestead in Lustrum. Perhaps we could visit there someday. Ah, Captain, take this flask away from me. Whiskey and nostalgia is a dangerous combination. We should have done that before we left the Reach, but we need to go back eventually anyway, so that's fine, probably. You need to do something in London. What does the fatalistic signalman want? We need Tales of Terror to find that out. So, wait on that, I guess. Alright, the driver. So, our incautious driver has a colony of fungus living inside their head. We took them to the nature preserve, where it found the bigger version of that fungus colony, and it apparently wants something that we don't have yet. Let's see how that's going. It wants blood, like the blood bush. That makes sense. The driver picks irritably at their ear. I was meant to be off this train, but now just go into the well and everything would be fine, and instead it's unsatisfied, Captain. It needs an answer to something I can't give it. There's a piece of itself missing somewhere in Albion. An over that spores sent out many years ago to find the truth. I can feel it out there, somewhere, refusing to return. It enjoys its freedom too much. Perhaps if we look to the major ports, they must have left a trace. We have to find it, Captain. Search for evidence of the verdant fragment in London. Purderance, Woolbury Juxtamare, Brabazon. 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 Nope, Google's got nothing. Oh, it's a type of airliner from England. Brabazon. Sure. And the floating parliament was the last one. Anyone else? What do our rat brigade want? They want secrets. We have secrets. The rat brigade has made a mess of your gallery. Straw, bits of blanket, and patches from damaged uniforms have been gathered into a makeshift nest. In contrast, tiny notebooks, battered derringers, and hip flasks that are not as small as you might expect are stored with care, stacked in a corner away from prying hands. Why exactly do the rat brigade need a locomotive? Perhaps sharing a confidence of your own will encourage candor. Missing numbers. Cinders lights a cigar. Our Sarge kicked us... One more time, I'm sorry. Our Sarge kicked the bucket in the blockade, but the night before he told each of us he'd left something in a vault. Old sod must have been loaded. The thing is, we'd need his account number to get at it. He gave part of it to each of us so there'd be no thieving, hence our predicament. The last mission, our LT sold us out. Half the squad died and the rest scattered. We took the numbers off the dead, but we need to find the survivors of the company. Between us, we'll have the number, and we still have to find the vault. Cinders grinds her yellow teeth in frustration. Sarge kept some stuff at Caroline. I doubt it's the vault, but it might be a clue. She cocks her head. 50 sovereigns for a trip to Caroline, then. Need to get to Caroline. Wish I'd done that before also, but fuck. And I don't believe our mascots need anything from us. Some barks are happening. I don't think there's anything outside. I'm going to continue on. Katie is gonna... Oh, someone's knocking on our door. That's good. I'm going to mute the stream for just a little bit, because it's going to be nothing but barking for a second. I'm being told that maybe everything's okay, and that the barks have lessened. So we're gonna continue on. I was just looking at the mascots and they don't have anything doing. Let's let the urchin onto the bridge for a second, though. She's been in the galley teaching the crew new swear words. Oh, we've read this one also. Alright, let's move on then. So, I said we were going to go to the Bazaar. Let's go to the Bazaar. Gemstones for the mausoleum, or 3 carefully packed crates of significantly dangerous munitions. Fireworks for Parliament. I think we can get a hold of these. We certainly know how to, so let's claim it. Floating Parliament lies to the east of London. So let's just go there first and have a look at it. And then maybe there's stuff happening. On the way, that means we can get some ammo thrown at us. You know, as happens. Here's the other thing I want to do real quick. Let's look at the locomotives. So, in addition to the ships we've had, each sort of sphere has its own, like, custom locomotive, and this one has the Agavarian-class Juggernaut. It is just a massive fight machine. It's all heavy arms. It's got so many room for armor. But that's not what we're doing. St. Dominic's Augmentations. That's the ship stuff? Yeah. So this is where we can buy new stuff for our ship. This is the amount of stuff we had access to previously. Now we, in London, have access to the blue tier. You know, just like any other video game. A new engine, much bigger gun, baggage handlers. We can just store more stuff. We do not have the money to handle any of that. So let's go just try and commerce. Did it say east of London? Completely forgot about it already. Been less than a minute. Slabs roof of train. You can fit so much armor in this bad boy. Floating Parliament lies to the east of London. That's northeast. Southwest. Yeah. So pull out. Well, we started east of London, so it's gonna be in this chunk here somewhere. So I think we go out and then up and then see what we can see there. There's also this thing. This platform allows access to the Ministry of Public Decency, the Ministry of Works, and the Horological Office. That doesn't sound like a place we need to go right now. I think I want to stay away from the ministries. It's not the fun kind of ministry where you, I don't know, go to a camp, do arrows, learn about faith of some description. No, it's not those. It's the British kind. It's all, That's a cool noise. Must be on the hour somewhere. Ministry of Public Decency does sound particularly ominous, and it is. We've come across once or twice a trade good called Ministry-Approved Literature, because the Ministry has to approve most books that get made. Which, you know, that sucks. Someone crashed into our backyard fence. No one's hurt, and they're offering to fix the fence. That's good. I'm glad both that no one's hurt and that the fence is going to be okay. It's not like a very heavy fence. The damage was probably much more to pride than anything else. But still, that's not fantastic. I might have to pick up some plywood or something to cover the big-ass gap for a bit. That makes sense. Oh, did we just, like, find it immediately? Because there's a thing over here. Oh, no, this is Wolfseed Juxtamare, huh? Yeah. The bit between. Let's just scoot into here. The space between... I shouldn't do that. The officials of Brabazon never bothered to formally name this waypoint. Captains dock here to pick up goods or deliver workers. It is not a place to linger, because of the proximity to the accelerated time of the work world. You don't happen to sell gun fuel, do you? I need gun fuel. No, just regular type. And crockery. And tea. It's not really what I need. Let's have a look at the Brabazon work world. Brabazon work world, the first work world to be established in Albion. Working here, debtors can escape prison. They remain... Oh, right. This is a... It's gonna become real obvious real quick, but this is some indentured servitude bullshit that we're gonna be dealing with. So content warning for that as we move along. The Brabazon work world is the first work world to be established in Albion. Working here, debtors can escape prison. They remain until their debts are repaid and a ticket away has been funded. The primary industry is that of hours processing, which has the side effect of accelerating time on the work world surface. The dock is between Brabazon work world and Little Nice, where the more privileged overseers reside. Its dock is, for captain's sake, nearer Little Nice than the work world. Unexpected aging would deter even the greediest captain from arriving. We can travel in. We can just walk around Little Nice. That seems good. I'm choosing to presume it's pronounced Nice, like in France, and not nice. I don't know why I assume that. Governor of Brabazon Workworld resides in the picturesque village at the far end of the bit between. Thick double doors separate the bit between from Little Nice. The fresh air of this pretty village is in sharp contrast to that near the dock. Little Nice is entirely charming. It is populated with carefully unique houses, painted in a curated array of colors. Overseers in striped blazers tend to the topiary and maintain the paintwork. Behind a water feature bustling with cherubs is a cottage with an out-of-the-place little tower. This is the home of the governor of Brabazon. Let's write a port report? The overseers here work hard to ensure Little Nice remains perfect. From the freshly painted fenced curlicues to the newly mown grass of the lawn, it's hard to get a sense of what's going on in Brabazon from your current curated surroundings. The overseers themselves are of no use. They must have been brief. Each gives you clearly sanitized information. You only have to speak to 4 before you hear a repetition. You will have to go down to the work world itself to learn anything true about Brabazon. I also already hate everyone here. I have future sight on this particular one, but it's bad. Let's bring gossip to take tea with the governor. We have a lot of gossip. Let's spend some of it. The governor has his back to you and doesn't see you enter. He's miming conducting to some jolly little tune on the gramophone. Is that something by Gilbert and Sullivan? Best leave him to it. You've lost 2 gossip, have gained some tea. Good. You mean a Little Niece, not in chat. Chat's great. I agree that chat is great. Let's... we don't need to reduce terror a little. Let's return to the locomotive and go down into the actual work world if we can. We can. What's going on over here? Oh, we can help the incautious driver hunt for the verdant fragment while we're here. This was one of the places we were said to do that. Your searching for the verdant fragment gives you 0% chance of success. So I guess there's no opportunity to just roll it first rattle out of the bag. You gotta go to a couple of different places. So, failure. The incautious driver spends hours sniffing in the air for search of familiar spores, but to no avail. We should try somewhere else, they reluctantly decide, shuffling with an uncharacteristic glumness back to the train. Let's go down to the work world. How many savage secrets do we need? You have a barrel of unseasoned hours that you can donate to the tour. It will be used to protect you from Brabazon's accelerated time. Let's use this one then. A neatly printed sign offers tours of Brabazon. Witness the worthy work of Albion's unfortunates blessed with toil. That is a hell of a poster. Near it, several well-dressed personages are gathered in a tight group. Occasional guffaws rise above the chatter. Once you join the tour, you will not be able to leave until the end, which is interesting. We run this tour at cost, you know, says the overseer who collects your contribution. She hands the group over to the tour leader who shepherds you all into a side room. The tour leader hands out thick cloaks to keep off the smut. The group covers itself. Now listen, cover me in smut. My email address is the group covers itself. The hood lends one woman, with her hair coiled up high on her head, an awkward shape and unexpected height. Satisfied, the tour leader begins a briefing. Receive a carriage clock. The tour leader presents you each with a carriage clock. As you know, time on the work world moves more velocitously than it does outside. In order to exempt you from the effects, we've had the loom spin a fold of external hours to cover the tour. Please carry these carriage clocks. They will show you how much time your protection will last for. Please don't stray. He pauses for emphasis. It is crucial that you stay with the tour. If your time runs out, every minute it takes for us to realize could be hours for you. There is a flurry of anxious whispers. Once it has subsided, the group is led onto the work world. The carriage clock ticks merrily. You have plenty of time. Your group is accompanied by 2 overseers. The overseer bringing up the rear is a woman in her early 30s. She checks her carriage clock compulsively. Admire the rugs. Our first stop on the Brabazon rug... Our first stop on the tour is the Brabazon Rug Weaving Workshop. The overseer beams and gestures for you to enter a building larger than any of the others on the street. Oh, and scroll down on its own. Good. An attractive young worker leans up to greet you. This workshop was built thanks to the generosity of Lady Please admire our beautiful handcrafted rugs and weavings, exported for sale in London. Workers here gain skills that can support them for the rest of their days. The group of workers nods and smiles at you. One stands to better display their work, another thanks you for your visit. The youth is the last to see you out. Perhaps I'll see you elsewhere in Albion. Admire the rugs. You've seen rugs like this in countless homes. They are cheap within the means of all but the poorest families. Or we can smile at the workers, a simple act of human warmth. Let us do that thing. They smile back, and their smiles are stiff and rehearsed as the line the youth delivered. The tour moves on. Moving on from the rug workshop, the tour is directed towards a glass factory. The air is yellow with smog. A fascinating aspect of Brabazon is the mutually beneficial relationship between the place and its workers. The overseer makes a sweeping gesture. Make note of this smog. I'll explain more inside. The building you enter is heated by vast furnaces and ovens. Workers are blowing molten glass. The smog prevents much of the sun's heat, capital S, sun, from reaching Brabazon. Without factories such as this, Brabazon would freeze. The workers keep the factories alive, the factories heat the work world, and it becomes a pleasant place to live. Here, work enriches life. Several of the group coo in admiration. One man boasts about his Brabazon glass collection. A young lady in gaudy finery turns to you. My parents paid for the main furnace to ensure the poor would never go without. What did you fund? Confess that you are not one of the donors. You are a locomotive captain, traversing the wilderness, defeating horrors, delivering goods, but perhaps one day you will engage in charitable endeavors. Or declare that you paid for the roof over your very heads. You don't like to boast, for acts of charity are their own reward, but you are responsible for the workers' protection from the elements. Let's not speak falsely now. The hour is getting late. The young lady blushes. So dangerous, so romantic. That sounds much more fun. Is it difficult? Perhaps my parents will buy me a locomotive. She seems bored for much of the rest of the tour. It seems the thrills of your profession outweigh the charm of inherited virtue. The tour moves on through the upper layer of Brabazon towards a refinery that belches heat like a dying dragon. Peer through the window at the hour refineries. Please line up here, that's it. Yes, buy a locomotive and get yourself kid. No, Bad Road. Her parents are buying her a locomotive for her to be killed upon. She never sees the sides of it. Please line up here, that's it. The overseer indicates alongside a long, low window. It has recently been cleaned to a shine. Inside, hard-working souls refine raw hours imported from the Reach. After this process, they may be spun in hour looms and put to use. He taps his carriage clock as an example. The refinery is a clamoring, roaring space of long benches, sweating workers, and rolling smoke. The overseer explains. The geodes containing the hours are cracked open, and the fibrous strands of salt-like time are separated with small chisels and saws. Men and women do the former work, children the latter. The filaments are then passed through a series of furnaces to remove impurities, which are in turn brushed away in an indigo slush. The slush is raked to ensure not even a stray minute is lost. Once the seconds and minutes and hours are extracted, they are seasoned, taken from a very high temperature to a very low one, and back. After this, the tangled clumps, the color of the sky just before dawn or after dusk, are carded and wound onto spools in long filaments. The overseer raps sharply on the window, as the nearby workers look up, smile, and wave. We can hurry off after the rest of the tour. Then you've moved on swiftly. If you're separated from the tour, you might not be able to find your way back. Or we can linger and watch after the tour moves on. What do they do when they haven't got an audience? Seconds after your group has moved on, a worker in the middle of the front row leaps from her seat. She pulls on the striped blazer that had been hidden on her lap and dashes from the room. She was replaced by another, gray and exhausted. No one looks up. Leaving the refinery behind, you turn through the streets towards the ceaseless ring of hammers. A short walk, and then you enter a dusty yard. Watch the rock breaking. The tour leader adopts a noble frown. Unfortunately, not all work on Brabazon can be creatively fulfilling. We also produce raw components like gravel and aggregates. You have looped back to the yard, near a bit between. The second overseer is already there. Men and women hard with muscle and bright with sweat are breaking rocks with sledgehammers. They wear vests and breeches with cloth masks to keep out the worst of the dust. We equipped our workers with safety gear just in case prolonged exertion in this air might prove unpleasant. As you can see, the regular exercise ensures that they are strong and healthy. Many leave Brabazon with athletic inclinations and pursue fitness as a profession. A stout gentleman with a monocle sidles up to you. So, place is just marvelous, eh? Kept busy while paying off debts, giving new skills and education. Simply marvelous. We can agree. Why not? Marvelous, the very word. We can equivocate. Well, on the one hand, yes, and on the other hand, no, and then on the third hand, or state that you are repulsed by the whole thing, and you have had enough of this farce of a tour. The man frowns. You're wrong, of course. He nods sagely. Yes, they must spend some of their years here, but what would they do with those years otherwise? Squander them, suffer, and die. His expression is condescending. Better the improving conditions of honest work, don't you think? You refrain from punching him in the smile. Your carriage clock's ticks are loud. You've used up half your time. Come on, the overseer is gesturing at you angrily. We can't waste another moment. We have to leave, now. Complete the tour of the Brabazon work world. It's important we return in plenty of time, so I'm afraid we'll have to end the tour here. We had a lot of time left over. The lead overseer circles the group, shepherding the huddle through the doors back to the bit between. The second overseer takes a head count, a poor one, for she double counts twice before giving up. Nevertheless, she signals her partner to go ahead. I hope that you appreciated our little tour. We shall pass your thanks on to the workers of Brabazon. Perhaps when they've paid off their debts, you'll see them again. The overseer shakes the hands of the most prominent donors. Of course, this entire endeavor is thanks to your generosity, he murmurs to them. While the group preens, he collects the carriage clocks. The overseer, who takes your carriage clock, draws you aside. You're a skyfarer, aren't you? We need someone without official connections to the governor to help us with a delicate matter. we need someone who isn't one of the sponsors. There are unsavory individuals on the Brabazon work world. They inveigle others to do their work so they might have time to plot. They are fomenting unrest. He shakes his head. It won't do. It just makes the other workers unhappy. Next time, see if you can sneak away from the tour. I hear their leader is looking for outside assistance. He winces. For once, time is on their side. They have so long to plan relative to us. If you hear anything, pass it to me. I'll be around here. We have a lot of options, currently. Suggest he does it himself. You're a visitor to this place. What the people do here is none of your concern. Tell him to go to the blazes. This place is an abomination. Revolution, if that's what he hints at, could only be for the best. Make no promises. You won't reject him outright. Is he offering anything in return? Will he make it worth your while? Or accept, with apparent delight. The work worlds are vital to London's industry. They keep debtors out of prison. Revolutionaries here are fools. I think it's in our character to ask what this is worth. Yes, Bad Road, we will absolutely start a union here. It's going to be great. But we'll do that later, because to do it again we would have to go through the whole tour again, basically, and then, like, hop off and do some other stuff. And I don't want to do that. I want to do some more sailing and open more of our map. But we have made a note to come back to the Brabazon work world. Thank you. I wasn't hoping for anything more definite. He smiles, but it's not a happy one. I'll be putting a case to the governor. I'll make sure you're paid for any information that helps us quell unrest, helps us keep the workers happy. He shakes your hand. Thank you. Come back to me if you hear anything. I'll be around. And we're just gonna juke, I think. And find it. Oh, we're gonna do this first. Then we're gonna go. Recruit the clay conductor. A hulking clay man in a heavy coat stands on the platform. The claymen being a thing that existed. I don't know if they existed in Fallen London, but they were certainly in Sunless Seas, where they were just kind of bought and sold as commodities. I think they had a bit of a revolution of their own since. A hulking clayman in a heavy coat stands on the platform. The claymen were an underclass in Old London. Very few of them came to the skies. This one holds an urn to his chest. You're a captain. You can perform funeral rites, he says, nodding to the urn in his arms. Then I want to travel. He pauses for a long moment, and then, as if feeling something more might be expected, I could help out on your engine. Recruit the clay conductor. Say a few words about death in the sky. Skyfarers are accustomed to impromptu funerals. This will give you the clay conductor, a first officer, or fourth one, I think, who will increase your hearts by 6 and your iron by 2. Great. You ask the conductor where he would like to hold the ceremony. He looks about, confused, as though he hadn't expected the question. At last he comes to a conclusion. Here will do, he says, indicating the crowded thoroughfare. You and a few of the more respectable of your crew gathered for a brief funeral. Everyone has at least something in black. You offer the expected phrasings before pausing for the eulogy. The clay conductor shakes his head. You do it, he grunts. Say a few words. You're sure you can extemporize something? You render up a bounty of platitudes, benign wishes to the beyond, and maudlin remembrances of departed friends. The conductor frowns stonily, realizing he needs to give you at least something to work with. He could sing, he manages. You work a line about a man of clay with the voice of an angel into the eulogy. The conductor seems satisfied. Where's your engine? I'm ready to assume my duties. The conductor picks up the urn and heads off in the direction you point. We're just making all kinds of new friends today. And new enemies. Let's not forget about the new enemies, too. New friends, though. Look on the positive. So if this is what this looks like, I think that, what's it, where the fuck are we going? We're going to the floating parliament, and I think that's a little further out this way from the bit between. Because this is currently similar to the map I had the first time I did this. Oh, nope, that's a wall. Well, maybe not then. There was something I wanted to talk about. In relation to this game, I was asked a question a little while ago, and I thought of what the answer was. This would have been a couple of weeks ago. I can't remember what it was. I've been thinking about this all day. Let's send our bat friend out and see if they can't find anything. Our small bat friend, excuse me. There's a thing over here. So there's that. Let's go see what the thing is. Oh, that looks like a marauder. Ugh. It sure is a marauder. We're, Ow! Okay, well... That hurt. That hurt a lot. Oh, no. Alright, that's done it. An Albrian marauder mangled. The marauders are those who defy. That's the same thing. Let's just break into the captain's cabin and see what we can get a hold of. A barrel of unseasoned hours, so we have a bunch of those now. Oh, why are you attacking me now? I helped. You shot me for no reason, you jerk. No, it's fine, they're going. There's a wonder over this way. Oh, so I know what this is, then. Hey, everybody, look. It's the very biggest of bends, as this text says. What wonderful text. I'd never seen it before. This is the Tower of Chimes. It's not all gone. Some of it's still here. And the very large ben is one of the things that still exists out this way. Has nothing to report, and it's probably more south of here? That sounds good. Thank you for being on the band train, Andy. Uh-oh. Oh, no. You gonna loop around and come at me? No, it doesn't look like it? Good. Good, good, good. Glad that's not happening. That would have made me feel very sad. Yeah, this looks like it. It's around here somewhere. Let's send the bat friend out again. Yep, just down this way. The fatalistic signalman peers at the ruins of Parliament. Knew she wouldn't put up with them for long. Oh, hey. We got a level up, that's good. Let's park ourselves at the Parliament first real quick. It has been a real bot summer. I don't know what the fuck is up. I know a little bit about what's up. It's a compilation of a lot of different things, but yeah, man. What are you gonna do? Well, first and foremost... Now, they want us to, bring in some munitions, and I thought we had some, but we don't. So that's just where we are there. We need to go out and find where to get some blow-up juice. That's what I'm calling it now. But for just a second, let's check out Parliament. The ancient palace drifts through the void, a monument to British democracy and the greatness it believes it brought to the high wilderness. An elderly guard... I like that piece of text so much. The greatness that it believes it brought to high wilderness. That's good. An elderly guard watches you with suspicion as you dock, but relaxes at the sight of fellow Londoners. Let's check out the Palace of Highminster. The Empress shipped the Houses of Parliament brick by brick from Old London to the high wilderness to help her govern. It didn't take long for her to grow weary of the questioning of her authority and have it severed from London. Parliament now drifts free in this distant corner of the sky. It continues to pass laws, but hardly anyone pays attention. Let's compile a port report real quick. I think that's the first one we got. Oh, we didn't get one at Brabazon World, but then again, we didn't have the opportunity. I think we need to leave the tour before we can get a port report there. I did not read that, huh? The Last Bulwark. While the palace is off limits to most, there are always ministers and civil servants whose busy schedules allow for a moment of free drink. You ask the obvious question. What is the point of Parliament when Her renewed Majesty never gives their assent to any of its proposed laws? They bristle. Tyrants fall. Democracy endures. The Empress shipped the Houses of Parliament. We read that already. A welcoming party. Smiling, nervous young people greet you as you disembark. Excuse us, the man in the yellow rosette calls. Excuse me, a minute of your time. The smiling man wearing the yellow rosette cuts in first. Captain, join our campaign to celebrate Albion and restore old-school patriotism to the land by officially renaming Wednesday as Victoria's Day. Praise Her renewed Majesty for all she has. The smiling woman wearing the green rosette effortlessly cuts in. For killing democracy? For our subjugation? No, Captain, we must make a stand for freedom. We must show the Empress we will not just sit idle. Join us as we triumphantly rename her precious Victoria Sponge to the People's Cake. They look at you with a hungry expectancy. At least it's not the people's pie. Katie did a rock impression on the other side of the room. Vote in support of the Empress. It will be good for the calendar industry anyway. Vote in opposition to the Empress. Quietly. Very quietly. There are ears everywhere. Or keep walking. What a ridiculous waste of time. We are going to oppose the Empress, I think. The two scribble down your answer. Thank you, says the woman with the green rosette and turns to her opposing number. One for me, a clear majority. Too bad that nobody's listening, mutters the man in the yellow rosette. The two disappear towards the palace, where no new laws have made it onto the books in years. You are advancing your parliamentary career, apparently. Wasn't aware that's how Parliament got done. Although I guess I'm not surprised. Observe the people's perpetual protest. A ragtag mob of protesters have set up camp on the lawn. No two want the same thing, but their cacophonous chanting is impressive. Parliament has little power, but at least there is chance it might listen. That's more than protesters can expect at the throne of ours. The protesters raise their voices with a spirit of camaraderie and a united belief that words can still make the world a better place, with neither anger in their words nor violence in their demands. At 3 on the dot, the huge portcullis opens, and the protesters are served tea, scones, and little cucumber sandwiches cut into triangles. A little recognition of the protesters' ongoing service to this most vital part of British democracy. Let's join the protest. You scream until hoarse, wave borrowed placards, and invent witty slogans that trip off the tongue and are quickly picked up by those around you. The world does not seem a notably better place as a result of that protesting, but still, even a tiny ripple has the potential to become a tidal wave. You have marginally raised aware of whatever your cause was, maybe. Gain a sky story. And let's do another thing for the incautious driver. Okay. 30% chance. First time, every time. The driver sniffs at the air for any hint of loose verdant spores dragged in by passing travelers. I can taste something. A fear, not death, but the loss of something important. The fragment doesn't want to return. It doesn't want to give up what it's become. I can taste its design as well. Its host knew of a place called Hostrop Deep at a desolate corner of the sky. It meant to hide there. The deep will be hard to find. When we're close, we'll need to use our scouts. The deep lies to the west-southwest of London. Northeast, southwest. Southwest. West-southwest? I'm being told down and left. But the map in this game has made it clear that that does not actually mean a lot once it gets into the tertiary directions. So we need to come back here with gun juice, which we don't have. So let's just go on a trip, I think. Actually, I'll tell you what, we're right near the relay. We can just go back to the Reach real quick, pick up some gun juice because we know where it is there, and then come back. And it'll actually be a short trip back. Let's do that thing. I know I said we were moving on, and I did mean it. I do want to explore more of here, but I also think we need to make money. Oh, hang on. We gotta level up. I just saw a thing pop. We'll deal with that after this. We have all sorts of stuff available to us still. Scarred, a spell in prison, a mentor, the smoggy streets, the August avenues, the black sheep, a promise of days, pestilence, family footsteps, the bell tolls, a settler, a narrow escape, a thief oath, a metamorphosis, or steam and soot. Are any of these... the hell of a thing. Are any of these jumping out to anybody? There's a lot, honestly. Because I think I know what I want to take, if no one speaks up, but I would rather hear, what y'all want. Our thing has just gone into the red. Back now. Lost a few frames there, that's interesting. Not a lot, it's probably fine. I'm just gonna jump into to a settler. Because we've been working for settlers' rights this whole time. I don't think it's much of a stretch to think we've been a settler ourselves. For a time, you lived the hand-to-mouth existence of a homesteader, craving a home on the frontier of the Reach. It still looks good there. Okay. Cool. A hardscrabble existence scratched from the sky a month at a time. The Reach is verdant, but its homesteads cling to tiny exposed sky rocks. Most fail. In the end, what drove you back into the skies? Predators. Marauders, monsters, the merciless tides of the Winchester War. You fought for as long as you could. Or one bad season. That's all it takes. One harvest where the crops grow weeping tumors or venomous nodules. One bad wind that rips a house from its mooring. We fought a lot. I think we want one bad season? I'm gonna grab that. And as soon as I close this, we're about to get jumped by a train with tentacles, so let's see how that goes. Uh-oh, wrong way. Yee! You shoot purple crap? I don't want that. Get away from me. Miss me with that purple crap. Okay, you can't shoot behind you. That's for damn old sure. This is... Oh, you have a shotgun also. You do both. Okay, get you a monstrosity that can do both. Just gonna juke you straight out of the sky. And... Oop. Ooh, can't believe we made that through. Oh, took a hit. Took a hit, it's fine. Oh, it's smoking now, so that's good. Or at least better. Took another couple hits, huh? Oh, come on, we just need one more good hit. Quit being so damn dodgy. Oh no, I've dodged the wrong way. Okay. Oh, we might die. Oh, we might die right here. I should run away. Well... Please. Oh. That was all bad. That was all so very bad. I shouldn't have done any of that. I should have just ran. I knew I should have just ran and I didn't. I was like, no, I can take this. We need more stuff. Let's salvage scrap to repair our hull. Oh good, our hull isn't 0 anymore. I'm sorry, it wasn't at 0, it was at 3. Because we just gained 7, so now it's 10. Yeeks. Okay. We're gonna do the thing I said we were gonna do. Gonna go out. And go back to the Reach real quick. Buy some gun juice. Bring it back. And it's all gonna be okay. We'll get our ship repaired on the way. I don't think we'll get jumped by anything. And everything will be just fine. We can't get through here. We can't get through there. We have to go around. Let's go up then around this way, because I actually do not want to get into unknown territory right now. That's a bad plan. Hey look, we've discovered Swanson's Wit. If I had half of Swanson's Wit, I wouldn't have got into that battle. I couldn't have won. I thought that was a good joke.
Chicken nuggets.
Well, that wasn't the right button. There we go. There we go.
Ooh.
Well, I'm just diddling around with the soundboard now.
Did you accept campaign payments from a man named Greedy McGreed?
I should get rid of that one. And its compatriot.
I'm so greedy!
No, actually, I'm So Greedy fits really well. I'm keeping I'm So Greedy. The other one can go away. This was bad. I just did it wrong. I just, like, looked at the thing and knew that it was gonna be too hard of a fight, and then it did it anyway. That's why I almost died out here in the middle of fucking nowhere. Do we still have I'm Sad, Randy? Of course we do.
And I'm sad, Randy.
Had I died, I might have deployed that for that reason, but hey, we lived. Oh. That's a problem. An uninvited guest. A commotion in the cabins. A stoker has discovered a creature wrapped affectionately around his Toby jug, a gift from his aunt. The creature is as long as your arm and looks like a leech bred with an eel. It is one of the guests. The guests are drawn to glimmers of sentiment in the broad, hard skies. One attracts others until they will fill a locomotive like the meat fills a sausage. By the time they move on, you will have all been mashed to paste. If there's one, there may already be more. No one knows how the guests communicate with each other across such vast distances, but somehow word gets out. Did not want to fail that. Your crew are thorough, even stripping panels from the walls to check the cavities behind. They locate and expel nearly half a dozen of the glistening, coiling creatures. Was that all of them? There's no way to be sure. Except that the very next thing is, you have guests aboard. So I guess there are still more abroad, and I'm sure of that. So that's good. We've got sky eels now. Do you want sky eels? Because this is how you get sky eels. Do we go this way? Yeah. Just whoop around. Oh, I said we were... Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't think that belch was going to make it through the microphone, but it super did. My bad. I said we were going to pick up smuggling, too. And... well, that might have to wait. Because we're having enough trouble doing legitimate commerce. Let's head to the Reach Transit Relay. Head back to the Reach. Let's present ourselves to Customs. We have nothing to declare. They'll have nothing to declare. Return to our engine. So... travel to the Reach second class. You'll need to supply your own hours. We'll do that. Or we can pay to go back. You deliver the barrels to the relay's hour looms, which clank and grind. They spin the jacket of fresh time in which your locomotive will make its journey. Enclosed in your engine's pocket of hours, it is hard to say how long the passage will take. Unseasoned hours tend to be melancholy and anxious. Your journey is likely to be wearing. Our terror has fallen a little bit. Also, it is not the date that it was. Which is interesting. I don't think we have any time constraints on us currently. But it says it's the 10th of January, 1906. I'm curious to see what time it is when we come out the other side. In Eleutheria, some enemies will attack you if your headlight is on, and others will attack you if it is off. You don't want to mix those up. Mixing those up seems bad. Okay, so who's selling gun juice? Hypris? No, Hypris sells verdant seeds, I think, yeah. Polymer and Plenty sells bronzewood. Titania sells Chorister Nectar. Magdalene sells souls. Do you have to go all the way to Lustrum to get gun juice? I think we have to go all the way to Lustrum to get gun juice. Yeah. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to hit Port Prosper and get more supplies and stuff. We're going to go down to New Winchester and fix our engine. And then go to Lustrum and get the gun juice. No, you export barrels of unseasoned hours. I thought for sure that I knew who sold gun juice around here, but apparently that's not the case. Uh-oh, I've made a terrible error. Wow, I fucked this all the way up for no reason. That's good. It's good that I've done that. Alright, so... I guess our plan then is to go to Port Prosper, fix our supply situation, check out the deals, and hope that someone's just selling gun juice. And then... roll back. I'm not gonna lie to you, this hasn't been my finest hour. I've mined a lot of them. I know what they're like. They sell souls here. Great. Great, great. Great, 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 great. Great, 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 great. Can we sell anything? We can't sell anything. So... yeah, let's just hit Magdalene's and Titania on the way, and... oh, crap. Your locomotive is still riddled with guests. A boil of them erupts in one of the cabins, crushing the crew sleeping there. After the guests withdraw back into the hidden corners and crannies of your engine, you inspect the room. It looks like the boil was attracted to a locket from a stoker's sweetheart, which had fallen under a bunk. You have lost crew. Fuck. Make the crew cast out their keepsakes. You will gain terror, but might get rid of your guests. Well, that's a 33% chance for that to happen. Or we can scour the cabins again. It's a 40% chance. We just won a roll that was even less than that, so... Nope. Nope. Didn't go. You've lost 4 crew and the guests are spreading through your vessel. That does not sound great. I don't know how to make this not happen. I'm quite afraid that our thing is going to end thanks to these sky snakes. These star eels, don't want them anymore. Oh, you need to play the 7th guest. That makes sense. Oh, right. Settlers, small group is dancing in the yard before the homestead. There is little rhythm to the dance, the exuberant limb flinking of the truly happy and substantially drunk. The dancing is focused around a young pair wrapped in each other's arms. To one side is a table, replete with reach harvest, several swollen gourds, what might be a large purple melon, and some definitely not grapes. A child tries to pull you into the revels. Her father smiles and apologizes for her forwardness, but reiterates her invitation. Guests are helping themselves to the food, and others are dancing. An old woman observes the celebration. From the way the guests speak to her, it's clear she is in charge. Or we could dance, or we could eat wedding cake. I think let's speak to the matriarch. Never would have thought my daughter would have settled for this, and she gestures with her chin at the groom. God knows how he makes her this happy. If I was her, I'd give him a clip round the ear and send him packing. But the youth of today have very low standards. I don't know. Maybe you should examine your fucking relationships, lady. Just a thought. I'm trying to remain upbeat, but a panic has set in. I feel it in my heart. That's not helping the panic. I can absolutely juke this motherfucker. You're nothing. Yeah. Okay. See, you're not fast like the other one was. I just need to 2012 no-scope you. That's not a 2012 no-scope. Okay, there it is. Ooh, that didn't do anything. Let's seek unusual items. Maybe we get some gun oil. No, gun oil is a real thing. Gun juice is the funny deal. Damn it. But I'm not wrong, right? Gun oil, that's a real thing? I'm being told yes. It's to make sure the gun parts don't scrape against each other. That makes sense. Do you mean 2048? Is that how it maths out? Because I was just kind of saying some words. Oh, you can fuck off, too. Get splorched. Please and thank you. Guns need lubricant, right, because they're machines. Makes sense. Please be selling gun juice my summer at camp. No, go to the Tsar. Oh, I'm selling hours out here. Okay. Let's move on, then. Gestures at gun. Is that a machine? Okay. Good. Peacock wins here. Pushing us in exactly the direction I don't want it to. $2048. Fuck. 2048 is a power of 2. 2160 is the correct one? Alright. Christ. Screams from the aft. Several boils of guests have erupted simultaneously throughout the locomotive and conglomerated into a tide of wriggling flesh that surges inexorably along an aft passage. Drastic action is required. We don't have enough hull to lose the hull it would take. These actions will evict the guests, but come at a cost. Let's lose fuel and supplies, I guess, because I don't want to lose any more crew. We have failed desperately. You are no longer plagued by guests, so that's good. You tether your engine and lead your crew to a neighboring skyrock. There you construct a camp, ration your supplies, burn fuel for warmth, and hope to wait out the guests' visit. Unfortunately, on the second day, the candle wind finds you. It blows your tents away and fills the air with its procession of pale candle flames. The cold thickens and hunger bites. In desperation, you are forced to return to your locomotive on the third day. The guests, you learn, have departed for parts unknown. They have made a ruin of your engine, every interior surface sticky with their ooze. But they're gone. I mean, we got a shit ton of terror and lost most of our fuel and supplies. We gained a tale of terror. That's good. That's something. Just really went to town on this ship. Remind me to never again even look twice at one of those wriggly motherfuckers if we come across them one time, because I feel really sure that's where we picked up the guests from. I just want very badly to never see that again. Yeah, exactly. Wriggling, it's their worst quality. Ugh. Anyway, we can stop into Titania and probably lose some of this. We might have to shoot bees with our cool ship, but... hey, there's only so much we can do. Ugh. Shops. Bazaar. Ministry-approved literature. Fuck. Do we need this? I don't think we need that. Just get back up on fuels and supplies. Let's visit an art exhibition real quick to try and get rid of some of our terror. Which worked. We're not in the danger zone anymore. Very glad for that. Go ahead and write a port report and try and make some of this money back. I should have been doing that at the other places we stopped at too, but Brain's doing panic mode. Brain's not engaging all the way. We'll just see how this goes. Fortunately, we're almost all the way back to New Winchester, where we can get rid of this null hull we have and replace it with good, better hull. We'll steal some honey on the way. Why not? That won't work out terribly. Free honey. Look at us. Got away with it. No, you leave me alone. No, I didn't just steal any of your honey. Fuck off. Don't even look over here. You don't want to tangle with this. I just killed some hideous tentacled monstrosity and then had half of my crew explode. You don't need to be dealing. So how are y'all? Even if it weren't like this right now, I've still had kind of a haunted day. I hope y'all's day are going better than my day. I'm glad I'm at the end of it. We can try again tomorrow, I guess. Just gonna stick there for a second. There it is. Need to quit burping into the mic. You know, I used to have a button that would mute my mic. That would mute my mic so that I could hit it when I did a burp. But just never really. Oh, good, more hull. That's useful. Never really got back to it. My mind looked at this and thought, fishing game. Well, we did just meet a good old big pile of eels, B. So it's not a fishing game. You don't want to catch any of those fish, really. But they're out there. Eels are adorable, except when they grow so large they physically crush your crew. Oh, we can get new crew while we're here also, and probably sell off that bee oil I made. It is less adorable. I'm certain that they're fine, like... I'm sure they're fine kind of generally, but this isn't what I wanted. We do have a lot of trade goods, but none of them are gun juice. So, I guess we're just gonna have to fuck off on that. Actually, let's sell literally all of this. We don't need it. We need the hours. We don't need the tea or the nectar or the bronze wood. That's just gonna make us a nice little penny to deal with. Eels have to make a living somehow, and their chosen method is squishing your crew. That's just how it works. We're all victims of the capitalist system. Listen, you're not wrong. I just wish that I didn't have to have good people explode. Let us hire many crew. That puts us back to full strength. And I do want to hit this... let's repair our locomotive also. Let's get all of this stuff out of the way. Fully repair our hull. That's a lot of money, but we're still above 1,000. That's good. The Tacites answer is a thing in here. London's invention of the Monitor-class locomotives have sparked alarm in the Reach. You'll remember we saw the Monitor locomotives. We were there for their unveiling in London. We threw a half brick at one, and then scattered. Apparently the Tackities don't like it either. The Tackities value their privacy and don't want Her Majesty's watchdogs freely prowling their skies. Word has it that the Endurate veteran has convinced the Colonial Assembly to invest in a proportionate response. Learn more about this proportionate response. After 4 pubs and rather more than 4 drinks, you manage to learn the following. Firstly, the Tackities have embarked on a project to develop new locomotives of their own. It is only a matter of time until the first ones are completed. Secondly, that the work is taking place at the O'Brien factory at Lustrum. Thirdly, that the Tactides are desperate for donations of expertise or bronzewood to expedite the construction. We did just sell our bronzewood, though, is the problem. Bring bronzewood or crew to Lustrum if you want to assist the Tactides. Bring munitions if you wish to sabotage them. No, that hurts. For a second I thought you were talking about a real locomotive unveiling that you went to. No, just the fake type. Foo. Well, I think we need to go back to the Reach and look around for gun juice there, because no one here is selling it. We'll stop by Polymere and Plenty's real quick and, like, desperation, see if they have it there, but I think we just head back in and find a new dock to piss in. Hi, I'm Gay. Hi, Gay, I'm Kristi. Welcome to the stream. Hello, Jamie. I know you know that I was making a joke, but I still feel the need to clarify myself. Okay, I'm not, so getting our hull repaired has put me out of my panic, so that's good, because I know we can survive a combat encounter if we come across one, just as long as it's not with one of those things again. And we can take pretty much anything we find here, so that's good. It makes sense to clarify in case anybody who doesn't know you well doesn't get it. Yeah. I try and be accommodating. Also, Jamie, do you have a Switch friend code? Can you send us it? Oh, right. We're just gonna slide in. Nick. Sure, probably want to DM. I'll not be reading that out. That's not a thing that I want to do. That's a little too personal for me to be reading out as just like a matter of course. They weren't selling gun juice at Polymere and Plenty, so back to Albion, I guess. This was a bad trip that we shouldn't have taken. I've done all of this wrong. When I upload this to a YouTube VOD, also hello YouTube. This one will be titled "I've done it wrong. I've done it wrong. Please God help me." I might throw in some Zalgo text just for it to be a little spicier. Who knows? It all depends on what I can remember at the time. We're gonna cross the Memorial to the Unknown Rat on our way there, which is good. Because our terror is still a little high. I would like it to be less high. I still really love this statue. The Rat Brigade salutes the memorial. A true inspiration, says Cinders. Come on, Rat Patrol. Da 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 da. Hang on. There we go. And we are almost a quarter of the way to our next level, too. So it turns out this isn't that bad. Do we want to stop at a homestead? I don't think so. I want to get back to, we'll do that. We'll, like, go to Prosper, we'll hit the relay, we'll get back into Albion, and then I'll take a break, I think. Because I need to do some stuff. I need to get some stuff done over here that is not currently getting done. Just a little further. Yeah, we're right on the outskirts. We head out to Port Prosper. We're just gonna slide right past that. And head on up to the relay. We haven't dropped any more frames since that one event a little while ago, so that's good. And I did just run into the side of the relay, so that's good too. Present ourselves to customs. We're fine, thank you. Return to the engine. Travel to Albion, second class. You bring your own hours? Yes, I've brought my own dang hours. Please and thank you. And we're just gonna poof on out to Albion. I love the animation on those so much. On the rings of the relay. They look so, like they're not a precision instrument. They look like they should be a precision instrument and absolutely are not. And that's glorious to me. Did we stop and see if there was anything for sale in the bit between? I don't think there is. But we are going to park there real quick, and we'll check, I suppose, and then I'll go to the BRB. No, no, Dreadnought. Oh, hey, there's little niece. 69 experience. Oh, fuck, that's the joke, isn't it? Oh, no. They did it. Those... the absolute lads. Alright. No, you sell tea and crockery here. Actually, I guess we did check this. Okay, because I remember that happening now. I am going to stand up and stretch my legs and, more importantly, my back, because I have been hunched over for the last hour or so, and it's been bad. I suggest that you use this time to get up, stretch your legs, get water, or do whatever self-care is important to you. We're gonna run an ad break while I'm gone. If you watched it, we would make a couple of pennies. If you choose not to, that's also okay. Control what you can control here in 2020. And we'll be back at you in a little while. If you've not yet checked out the places that come up when you bang donate in chat, this is a good time to do that. And we'll catch you in 3 to 5 minutes. And we're back. So here's the thing about me. When I said I was in a panic, that's not me like I'm gonna just head into the game. Nope, that's the go live. There's the game. Like, that's not me kind of being cutesy. I apparently had, like, a bit of a problem, and I could tell because I stood up and immediately asked Katie, hey, is the air still blowing into this room, the cool air? And, she's like, yeah, you're just sweating profusely for no reason. So that's good. Jesus, really? I've had quite a bit of wine tonight. That also is a part of it, I'm sure. I'm just gonna go ahead and slap you apart. Aha, jerk. Okay. Ooh, that's interesting. The Dreadnought's rabid aggression is stilled for now. Your lights reveal glassy growths encasing sections of its ravaged hull. Where the battle has shattered them, they spill across the sky in a plume of shards and dust. Let us loot the hold. The encroachment of glass extends into the engine, creeping along corridors and into cabins. But perhaps the contents of the hold have escaped vitrification. An aromatic casket. You now have 1 charged stovepipe nameplates. And 2 supplies. Oh, good. Murgatroyd's fungal crackers, a rare treat in the skies. Newer skyfarers tend to disdain them as revolting and abominations unto the Lord. The taste has not improved with age, but the vintage provides a certain smug satisfaction. Well, that went well. I need a lot of AC to not be hot. No, please get away. We're going to read all of these. I'm going to go with the top one because it's our best shot, but I am going to read all of them because Jesus. A mysterious outbreak of nostalgia is spreading through your crew. Frequently, they stop work to stare away into misty remembrance. They gather during the evenings to meditate on times gone by and debate the ways in which the past was superior to the present. The air is full of sighs. We will be holding a compulsory knees up, break out the brandy, string the fiddles. We can sit with the most afflicted and listen to their tales of times past. It won't help, but you might learn something. Or succumb and writhe. Nostalgia is the fuel of melancholy, and melancholy is a fruitful muse. Perhaps you will be inspired. Let's roll out the barrels. Oh, we failed. Uh-oh. Well, got some more terror, lost some supplies, gained a tale of terror. That's good. They drink the brandy. They join in for a few half-hearted verses of Tarara Boom Die, but soon the mood turns melancholy again. Before you can stop it, the crew are sharing stories of the loved ones they left behind and the lives they led in those long-gone days before London climbed into the sky. We just missed out on falling into the well, so that's good. We're just gonna head back to London and get a new direction to throw ourselves into? Succumb and writhe is very good, but our chances were better with the knees up. It didn't work either, so maybe it doesn't matter. But hey. That's what I was going to say, Bad Road. So, last week, I'll just talk about this while we're heading back to London. Last week we met Jacob. If you remember Jacob, he was the man in the black box that we got at the beginning of our adventure. And we ended up taking him to London. And it wasn't very interesting. We just kind of handed him off to some people, and they were like, everything he wants will be provided for here, and he'll stop fucking turning into salt, I guess. And I was wondering what we needed to make that better story hook, because it kind of felt like it should have been more. And Bad Road guessed correctly, because I went and looked it up on the wiki. It's past now, so I don't feel bad talking about it. If we just kept talking to Jacob until he turned all the way to salt, then that would have done some stuff. And it would have been worse, I think, but interesting. The Steam and Sapphire Yards, we can repair our locomotive. Investigate rumors of an underground railway. You've heard of a less-than-legal organization operating out of the Steam and Sapphire Yards. They pay for information and may offer work to the bold, clever, and those willing to displease Her Majesty. We can reach out through our criminal contacts. We have friends in low places. Perhaps they know something. Your connections are reluctant to talk. I hear the deniables have been sniffing about. Less known, the better. London's deniable constables, the plainclothes instruments of Her Majesty's displeasure, are a persistent superstition of the underclasses. Eventually, a dubious rag-and-bone-man directs you to one of the engine houses. Talk to the bookkeeper, he'll see you right. You have heard about the New Street line. Less than legal is a secret code. It means real cool. Look, if you don't want worse but interesting, find another game is the impression I'm getting. Yeah. The stalwart bookkeeper occupies a tiny, smoky office cobbled together from corrugated iron sheets in the back of one of the engine sheds. It is stacked with nicotine-stained account books and boxes full of oily brackets. The bookkeeper looks up as you enter and gestures to the chair. We can deliver our port reports here, I guess. Got 100 sovereigns for that and some gratitude. Gratitude which we can trade for savage secrets and unlicensed charts. The bookkeeper's trust, which has further work for us. And an invitation to Purderance. We have one of those already, but we're going to need to go there eventually. What in the hell did I come here to do? Bizarre, right. Bronzewood for Parliament. There's nowhere where we can go to get Parliament. Where we can get Bronzewood here, I don't think. So, let's go to Woolbury Juxtamare. An exuberant architect at Woolbury Juxtamare intends to construct a glass hall to house a public exhibition of curiosities from across the heavens. He requires 5 panes of stained glass. Woolbury Juxtamare lies to the north-northwest of London. So, let's give that a shot. We're not going to have the glass, but hey. North-northwest is somewhere over here, presumably. Let's see how it pans out. Hey kid, you want to do something real cool? Your parents will hate it because it breaks the illusion that they've had their whole lives, that the universe is fair, and that they've won based on their own skills. I'm gonna stop doing that thing right now. I'm not wrong, but I'm gonna stop doing it. Why are you booing me? I'm right. I'm trying to remember which one Woolbury Juxtamare is. And it's one of 2 places. And I'm going to be really interested on seeing which one it ends up being. It's either the resort place or the gated community. And both of those are going to have interesting things for us once we stop in. I unmuted, yeah, of course I unmuted myself and Mumble. People have been responding to me. My brain is just, not great. I should have, saved the wine for the break, I think, instead of starting on the wine. That would have been a better play. Now, what are you doing following me? I didn't do shit. Hey, Copper, you got nothing on me. Go and fuck off. Thank you. There's a thing up here. Is Lewis Carroll's work eldritch fantasy? Yeah, I think by definition, Lewis Carroll's work is eldritch fantasy. I'm very happy with that take. It wants us to be in here somewhere. I think we can get around from this space. It looks like we can come in. Kinda looks like we can come in, though. This way? Yeah, that looks like it. Oh yeah, it's this. It's this place. The resort villa. Yep, Woolbury Juxtamare. So, I'm gonna stop in here, and we're gonna read some of the descriptions of stuff that can happen in here. In fact, I think we get tickets the first time we come here for free. So, we're gonna do a quick jaunt in Woolbury Juxtamare. And the reason I'm putting that out there is because there are some descriptions in here that are bad. It's kind of body horror stuff. I used the term upsetting donkeys in my Go Live post on Mastodon. This is the space where the upsetting donkeys exist. So I guess CW for graphic description of an upsetting donkey. Woolbury Juxtamare dazzles like a Fabergé egg, lamp-lit, rich brass in Britain. Wow, that's a hell of a sentence. I'm going to start again. Woolbury Juxtamare dazzles like a Fabergé egg, lamp-lit, rich brass, and Britain in Baroque. Got there. In the distance, carnival music mixes with faint cheering. A queue twists and snarls along the dock. Visitors are not allowed to just stroll into the port. They must be admitted. You mean literal donkeys that elicit distress? I'm saying that I'm going to describe to you something that the game tells you is a donkey, but it doesn't quite look that way. But we're just going to deal with that. Letting you know. Again. We're going to bypass the queue. At the insistence of authorities, we missed a paragraph. Every fortnight, the Bureau of Entertainment holds a lottery to give out a number of paupers' passes which grant free admittance. The queue for these is long, but is not the only way into the port. We will bypass the queue at the insistence of the authorities. A fox-jawed man, smartly dressed in cobalt, takes notice of you. He crooks a finger. First time visiting Woolbury Juxtamare, eh? Come on, come over then. The representative of the Bureau of Entertainments introduces himself. We are a department of the Ministry of Public Decency, but we're entirely autonomous. We run this port for the benefit of weary travelers. He leads you past a queue that doesn't even bother to grumble. Yes, I know, queue jumping is terribly uncouth, but would you really rather be mingling with the proletariat when you could be enjoying our port? And I'm sure once you've seen what we have to offer, you'll need to come back again. He leads you to a fitting station. Everyone goes through this. There's a dress code. The Bureau of Entertainment wishes to encourage industrious captains to patronize the port. To this end, a captain's first visit, they are allowed in both without charge and without having to queue. The courtier is exquisitely attired. Burgundy tailcoat, cravat, brocaded vest in iron and ink, breeches, boots, and a smile like a shark. I thought we were proletariat? Yeah, but they don't know that. Periodically, he checks a brass pocket watch while his grin lengthens and diminishes and turns. Actually, I guess the point of it is that we are a sky captain and we have access to a locomotive and a crew, so we're doing something that's making money. Like, a good amount of money. Otherwise, we couldn't afford to keep up this lifestyle. The fact that we're pirates, doesn't need to come into the conversation. Periodically, the courtier checks a brass pocket watch while his grin lengthens and diminishes in turns. He is here to supervise the attire of new visitors to the port. In Woolbury, everyone dresses up in the heady styles of 50 years ago. The Bureau of Entertainers provides suitable attire for all visitors. What article of clothing are you going to base your choice of outfit on? Your choice of outfit has no impact on the port, it says in letters so that you know it's facts. It is merely an outlet for your whimsy, which I quite like. Yeah, we're rich, not wealthy. So they know you're pirates most likely, but you're useful to them. Listen, if you want to spend your doubloons here, laddie, you can come on ahead. The courtier fixed a glance at you. I'm sure you know the spiel, but I'm obliged to repeat it. In a droll voice, the courtier, who could be anywhere between 17 and 39, explains. Woolbridge-Exeter is the perfect holiday destination, enhanced by visitor adherence to the dress code. Do not fear, it is all to enhance the experience you have while with us. In addition, and as a reassurance about the stringless nature of our generosity, I should inform you, the mists are corrosive and will eat through your regular garments. We provide access to a full wardrobe of coats, waistcoats, frock coats, dresses, dress shirts, breeches, boots, bustiers, and more to ensure your own remain intact. We love to see familiar faces, and it wouldn't do to put you off. Now, pick your one item, and I will choose an outfit that suits it. A hat. What a dizzying cornucopia of grotesquely perfect millinery. London would weep in envy. A dress? Dress shirt? Why not both? Awaiting your attention are armoires heaving with lace and leather, silk and cashmere, everything that's ever elicited the envy of another. A finely tailored coat. Draped across an army of smiling porcelain mannequins is an armament of coats in every size, all sumptuously designed, all perfect, just like you. A skirt, or maybe kilt, or bustle, or breeches. A glimmering sea of fabrics, tooled to fit any waistline or hips, a line of enormous walk-in closet. Through the frills you see undergarments. Oh my. Or fabulous footwear. Of all the finery on display, the footwear is possibly the most avant-garde, she said in a joke that no one's getting because we did that game before we had an audience. Cool. With fashions that border on ludicrous. Exciting. I think we're going to take a skirt. Or sexy undergarments. I know where my bread's buttered, and my bread's buttered on sexy undergarments. The courtier calls two old women from a door, their stained glass eyes nearly as pale as the Narcissus. Nacreus. Nacreus.
Nacreus.
Nacreus, thank you. The courtier calls two old women from a door, their stained glass eyes nearly as pale as the nacreous filaments of their long white hair, the latter suspended in complicated spirals. They ease you into your selections without fanfare. There's even a martial contempt, as though you're not moving halfway fast enough and gracefully enough. Despite their disdain, they are competent and civil assistants, wholly disinterested in everything from your choice in lace-up trousers to erotic underwear. Thanks, game. Thank you for making that happen for me. When you finally dismiss the women, the courtier considers you for a long moment. He turns to a wardrobe and hands you several garments, all your size. Once you are dressed, he dismisses you, shooing you into Woolbury-Juxtamare. The conditions of your clothes will limit your time in Woolbury. Let's get the money and write a port report. In the face of candy floss, guards are let down. Presented with this much tea, defenses are dropped. This shouldn't have been a good place to gather information. Unfortunately, the screams of the donkeys render eavesdropping impossible. Still, even by itself, a list of visitors is certainly worth something. Explore a tiny lane bedecked with shops. A macaron store. Delighted, you bustle towards the cramped stall, shouldering past an old man in a top hat. But before you can accost a shopkeeper, you realize they're actually just a cardboard cutout. Badly painted ones, too. How disappointing. Your clothes have a shine to them, as if abraded into softness. The longer you spend in Woolbury Juxtamare, the easier it is to spot the flaws in the facade. There, another detail not quite right. Here is a path to the beach. This is a beach. Of course it is a beach. What else could it be? It is a stretch of pale particulates and rolling mists. The air smells of salt and things that mummified in the sun, of cinnamon and licorice. It is pebbles and grains of blue glass, tendrils of something curious and organic, worm-like growths tufting through the sediment. This is exactly what beaches are. Walk down the beach. Flying fish, how fortuitous. No, wait, these are something else. Flesh molded into the shape of the fish, with keratin scales, gills of human hair. The bodies flop onto the shore, twitching for a moment before they go still. Wonder. What makes the jaunt so disconcerting? This enables you to investigate the weirdness of Woolbury Juxtamare and offers a potentially rewarding opportunity. 100% chance of success. Ain't nothing. It is hard to miss the phenomenon now that you've spent so much time on the beach. Skin to love, ultramarine light tangle like strands of long hair, or the tendrils of something massive. They are beckoning you. Something is beckoning you. This is perfectly normal. This is precisely how beaches are. As you become familiar with the oddities of Woolbury, more of the port will become available to you. We have a caged catch, a sky story, a tale of terror. Our clothes are thinning, and we've gotten a little more terrified, so that's good. Let's head back to the arcade. I did promise the donkey thing, so let's go ahead and take a donkey ride. No trip to Woolbury is complete without a donkey ride. A man in a candy-striped suit bellows, while his donkey drools a string of iridescent tumors. How can you resist? Thanks to your donkey's multitude of taloned legs, you find yourself enjoying an unusually scenic ride along the shore. Who knew that donkeys were such expert climbers? You will return to the paddock of nervous customers intact and only moderately traumatized. Well, no, there's other distressing parts of the city. But the donkeys are here. Let's go ahead and ruminate, then, on the nature of donkeys. They are very earthy animals, but where is their ordure gone? The extraneous entrails they've shed, the vomit, none of it is anywhere to be found. For all the sounds that the donkeys make, and for all the viscera they disgorge, and all the creatures they disembowel, they seem to be remarkably sanitary creatures. No trace of their refuse is to be seen anywhere. The beach remains spotless. But there, look. A donkey is vomiting ropes of gray intestine onto the sand. Surely now bile and blood will reveal themselves, except they don't. The air flickers, and once again, everything is completely hygienic. We've gotten another worldly artifact, and a barrel of hours, and 2 tales of terror. It is time to be elsewhere. I agree with you, roll of cloth. Let's leave swiftly. Your beautiful garments are nothing but rags now. Well-dressed onlookers gawk and giggle, whisper and point. You look bedraggled, shaggy, shabby, and worst of all, unfashionable. We can jump back into this line, but I don't think I want to do that. What's in the shops? Please tell me you're selling guns. You're not selling guns. You want stained glass, and you are selling crockery. I don't want either of those. It's an unsubtle metaphor for the delusions of the wealthy. Yes. If I were to put, if I were to try and encapsulate Sunless Skies in one go, it would be an unsubtle metaphor for the delusions of the wealthy. I mean, there's a lot of unsubtle metaphors in here, but like Hollow Knight, which came before it, it's not... It knows what it's doing, and it wants you to know what it's doing. Because, we live in the second time. Just gonna grab these. I think a lot of people who play it get it. Oh, Katie was referring to Hollow Knight, which is more fair. So, this didn't have any of the stuff we needed. But that's fine. Let's just find a new place to be. Let's just, like, burn straight east, and we'll hit Ben on the way, and we'll keep our flappy friend flapping. And see if we can't find a new port. There's still, like, a number of ports around here. Perderance is here. There's the gated community that I can't remember the name of right now. There is some black smoke at those edges. That's not really what I want. There's a question mark up there, but I don't want a question mark. I want a port. I want a place to sit and hang my hat. One of these dreadnoughts is out here. I'd win that fight, but I don't know where I'm going right now, so I don't want to compound that. Our bat friend just found another thing. Yeah, we can go up this way. It's on our way. We'd run into the rocks otherwise. Ah, damn it. Oh, no, good. Attack the, yeah, you two fight it out. What? No, go after the... No, not me. No, not me. Go after the dreadnought. It can handle it. Ah, dunk. Uh-oh. Okay, let's stay away from that, too. That's really bad. Oh. Okay, so everything's gone wrong at once. Let me paint out for you the things that have just occurred. First, we ran into the Sky Scribe, and that's bad. We could probably fight it, but I don't like that it's more agile than us. I just wanted to run away. So, there was the wobbly thing that was underneath us. That's called a time waft or something. It's a sinkhole in time that we can get caught in, and bad shit happens in there. Neither of that matters, because you've noticed, I think, that the area is starting to become blurry, and the thing about that is that it does indeed mean that Singularity machine goes burr. Here we are at Skyhenge. You tether your engine to a circle of menhirs standing on a wide stone ledge. Oh, this isn't the thing I thought it was. It does still suck, but I don't want to... This isn't the other thing. You tether your engine to a circle of menhirs standing on a wide stone ledge. The tallest towers over you the height of 3 men. You can brush the top of the smallest with your fingers. The rocks are rough and weathered. Far beneath the plain, other vast stone plates turn remorselessly. Here, the megalithic monument is still, but the place feels a kilter. You stumble, as if dizzy. We can whisper to this tallest stone. That's a 50-50 shot. We've successfully whispered to a stone. You lean your head against the cold rock and murmur a tale of adventure to a hollow in the stone. It doesn't take long. You pull back from the menhir. The air hangs still. Someone swears. A stranger staggers towards you from between 2 stones. Their clothes are outdated, the fashion several years old. They head towards you, but you are not the captain that they expected. The new arrival is eager to board your locomotive. They'll take any role just to get away. We have maximum crew, otherwise we would do that thing. Thanks, bud. Good luck with Skyhenge. We're gonna go now. What's the thing that's attacking us? It's the, it's another one of those sky scribes. We've seen them before. They were in the Reach and they were awful there, too. Wow, we are just getting effed out here, huh? Oh, hang on. I think we can catch it on the... I think we can catch it on the edge of this and exploit its pathing and get around. Yeah, I think we might have got out of its way. Yeah, you're all the way back there, you jerk. What are you gonna do? Nothing, I think. I hope. Please don't do anything. I need you to... Listen, I need you to be cool right now and not do anything. Ugh. We got out of it, so that's good. We're back on our way to the biggest of men. Listen, the monster can't even hear me. It's so, like, there's so much stuff between them and us. Anyway, we found Delaney's Frank. To be frank, I think Delaney should be better at naming stuff, but whatever. Do not step to this, pal. I will cry. It will be ugly. Well, this looks like a regular Marauder, at least. Not one of the ones that's gonna turn into a pile of hideous eels and try and murder us. So that's good. Yeah, we're just gonna... We can take care of this fight. That's well within our power. Well... Okay, so we got one. The other one came up. There is that. Let's find an unusual item just while we're out here. We got some more hours. That's good in case we ever need to get back to the Reach. Would truly love to find a space that sells me some explodey bits. Oh, Bad Road asked. I was just calling munitions gun juice for the hell of it. Oh, okay, you found a ministry monitor. That's good for you. Oh, I'm about to... Yep. That hurt. That hurt real bad. It's fine. Okay, there, we got to it. It's fine. Let's gain some unusual cargo. Tea, good, that's what I needed. Tea. Does the floating parliament sell? It just sells supplies, not fuel. And the work world sells fuel and not supplies. But London sells both. Let's just take what we have and head back to London. We can sell the stuff we don't need, and we can try and grab another port thing to see if we can... See if we can't find more stuff to be terrified at. It's gonna be a little while before I'm okay with everything that's happening here. I thought you were calling gun juice. You were calling munitions gun juice, but considering how donkeys work, I wasn't sure. Right. It's you know, stuff mostly works the way you think out here in Albion, and then there's the other stuff. You want to stay away from the other stuff because it's bad stuff, but you know, guns fire the way that they do, and swords need to be kept sharp. Just regular stuff. Hashtag just regular things. Thank you. Some sort of engineering company. We haven't had good luck this ep. Not gonna lie to you. I guess this is the, I was about to say difficulty curve, and I guess I do mean difficulty curve. This is the step up. We've moved on from the Reach to this, and it'll be fine in a little while after we readjust ourselves to our new normal. It won't all be like it just was, where we're running from a thing into a worse thing, with a third, you know, moderate thing over to one side. There's that. It's ironic to say this about Fallen London, but in fact, shit got real. Yeah. It's Hood Slam and a half. We're just gonna slide in here. We're on 0 supplies and 0 fuel, so everything's fine. Let's turn in our port report, I guess? Yes. Let us deliver our port reports to the stalwart bookkeeper. Go back to the yards and repair our locomotive. Fully repair our hull. We are no longer critically damaged. That's good. I like that we're no longer critically damaged. We've been to Parliament, though. We've been... See, that's the thing, is that we've already been, though, to Parliament. I'd like to not go to Parliament. It's a silly place. I'll tell you what we do have the money for. We do have the money to buy an assaying device. We've come across a couple of things. I haven't mentioned them because we couldn't interact with it. That need the assaying device in order to interact with. And we have a space for that on our ship. So, might as well do? Yeah. That's gonna give us some new and interesting things to deal with. We could sell some tea if we wanted. But I don't think we're gonna do that. I think we're gonna just buy some more fuel and supplies and just head out. See what happens. Actually, no. I think I'm gonna... there's a thing I want to do real quick, and we're gonna do it, but then after that I'm just gonna call the stream, even though it'll be a little bit early. I'll probably play some off stream over the course of the week to get us into a little bit of a better place, so that if we come across more combat, I don't just freak out. That's going to be good for me, I think, as an individual. It's going to be better for you as a viewing audience. But before we do that, there is one other thing we can do. We can talk to our signaler, the fatalistic signalman, because we finally have enough tales of terror to interest him. The fatalistic signalman is reticent by nature, but can be coaxed into conversation over depressing stories with horrible endings. Soon you are engaged in dismal competition. You raise the sad fate of Parliament and the tragic disappearance of the HML Parzival. He counters with a story of his own past. Worked on the Isambard line. It was meant to ring the whole reach chain of accelerators and hour funnels to speed locomotives between the outer ports. Doomed from the start it was. Some said cursed, but I reckon building a road around the sky is just bloody difficult. It was never finished. He slurps his tea. I'd like to take a proper tour of the Reach, see exactly how stupid we were. Learning about the fatalistic signalman, we have lost tales of terror. The signalman wants to go on a lengthy tour of the Reach, accumulate all 6 Reach port reports. We can do that, but not right now. Anything else we can do? We can probably talk to the chief engineer, right? Oh no, we know what to do with the with our incautious driver. They want to go to a place that's southwest of the place we're at currently. Maybe we'll die there. No idea. You want to go to Carolyn? You do have something to talk about here, though. Ask Albrecht about Sarge. They're on a quest because of his bequest. What was he like? How did he die? Albrecht is polishing his claws. Sarge casts a long shadow. He assembled us at the start of the Winchester War. The best fighting rat who came through the arid horizon. He made us a unit. He adjusts his whiskers. But we had no respect. We were expendable. To get better contracts, we had to be respectable. So we found a rodent of officer class to lead us. Part hamster, I think. He sighs. And that's where it all went wrong. He lapses into silence, and will say no more. I think that's everything we have currently. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. And like I said, I'm just going to call the stream here. I'm going to cool down, work on this over the course of the week, and to come back to you next Monday. So, let me hit some buttons. Here's the one that takes us out of the game. And we also have the one that takes us to the outro screen. So hey everybody. Thank you for joining me tonight. It's been a weird one, but I'm glad you stuck with me all the same. I've been Kristi, one of 5 women who stream on this channel, along with my wife Katie, who's been in the chat with us, and her sisters Annie and Alice and Sue. We stream 5 days a week here on the channel, so if you wanted to push your finger on your mouse over the follow button, you'd be able to see when we're going live. Let me run down our schedule for you real quick so you know what you're getting into. Tomorrow is Tuesday. Tuesday is going to be Andrea with more Super Mash for the Switch. That game's a riot when it isn't really unfairly difficult for no reason. After that is Wednesday, which is going to be more of Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate with Zoo. She's enjoying playing that, and she's getting into some of the more interesting looking monsters. Or dinosaurs. Like she said, mostly when they say monster, they mean dinosaur. So that's fun. Come watch her slap around some dinosaurs with a big sword. Thursday is Alice with Chrono Trigger. A game that is a classic with some problems. She's been talking about that, and I think it's very commendable and useful. Stop in, please. Friday will be Katie with more Mario and Rabbids. That game has problems, but mostly just because it's absolutely buck cherry. Like, I don't know who decided to make this game, but I'm glad they did, because it's a heck of a thing. What problems does it have? The problem is that it's Mario and Rabbids together. I don't understand the question. Eat the goddamned airplane. So, that's Friday. Saturday we don't stream. Sunday is our community day. It sure will be. If nothing else, it sure will be that. And then next Monday will be back to me with more Sunless, guys. And I hope you join me then. Thank you. A couple of people have dropped bits at us, and thank you so much for doing that. We hope that you also are looking into supporting the groups that are helping protesters on the ground currently. There are some interesting moves being made. We don't talk about politics here deeply for a variety of reasons, but it is interesting times, and I think that when viewed globally, it can be said to be getting better. I might delete that in the YouTube. Yes. Thank you so much for joining us, and until I see you next time, please stay safe.